Psychiatry for a Mad World. An extract from the book. The genetic cause of psychopathic behaviour. Well, if only Earth psychiatrists could beam people into their consulting rooms like this. But for an Earth psychiatrist this would not be deemed ethical. A Zobbian therapist takes a different stance. For them, providing compulsory therapy to Homo sapiens is completely ethical. In fact, the Zobbians know that it is unethical not to try to heal the minds of the ordinary earthling. On Earth, people like Hugh don't go into therapy, although they most certainly should. We saw earlier why people generally avoid therapy. Most people have no perception that they have a problem. Therapy may seem too frightening. Most people don't like to admit they have been wrong, and most people instinctively know that therapy will reveal uncomfortable moral truths. Hugh has now got past the confused stage of his therapy. Previously he thought that Dr. Zab had simply got the wrong man. But Zab carried on, and Hugh has come to recognise that his planet does indeed have problems which need to be addressed. Then Hugh believed the problems to be caused by other people. But now Hugh has suddenly realised that Zab actually thinks that he personally is unwell. Zab is criticising Hugh, and this has pressed a very big mental button indeed. Hugh is now experiencing anger. This anger is part of Hugh's ongoing resistance to therapy. Hugh's reactions in this book are the same reactions that most humans would have if they found themselves in Hugh's position. So if we want to provide therapy for the entire human race, it is important that we look at obstacles like this and see if we can find a way around them. We are going to strip down the anger mechanism and find out what it is, what causes it, and see if it can be eliminated. Why was Hugh angry? It may seem like an empty question, but remember that Zab is here to help Hugh. Hugh previously came to realise that Dr. Zab was not a threat, so why this sudden violent reaction to therapy? I believe this form of anger is genetically motivated. Behind the scenes of our lives there is a battle going on, a battle for survival. It is so ubiquitous that most of us are unaware that we are taking part. But this struggle to survive is very powerful and dictates our actions every day of our lives. Most rational thinkers nowadays accept the evidence for evolution. Charles Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection has explained well how we came to exist. Our genes are in a competition to survive, and our bodies are merely survival machines to help us pass on our genes. Our genes are ruthless and will exploit any opportunity to gain an advantage over competitors. If that means a fish has to develop limbs to cross some land, then it will quite likely happen. Every niche on Earth is exploited in the battle to pass on genetic information, and when it comes to matters of the mind, the gene is equally merciless. But the mind is different, because it is only in the mind where falsehoods may exist, and the genes have discovered they can use this to survive. The minds of animals developed in order to give the animals an advantage. If an animal can form a mental map of its environment, it can use it to navigate its environment more successfully, and so live longer to pass on its genes. This map is most useful when it is accurate and expansive. Then the animal can know what to do in all kinds of situations. Making our maps accurate and expansive is mental growth. So it gives us a competitive advantage to grow mentally. Therapy is all about mental growth. Therapy will improve a person's mental map, which will help them navigate their world, which will help them to survive long enough to pass on their genes. Not only that, but if you are a grown individual, potential mates will spot that and will find it attractive and sexy. Potential mates can gain an evolutionary advantage by coupling with someone who is very grown, since the grown person will help protect their children and so help pass on the all-important genes. People therefore find mentally developed individuals sexually attractive for selfish reasons. So Dr. Zab's therapy will help Hugh navigate his life better and also be more attractive to the opposite sex. If Zab is helping Hugh, it seems irrational that Hugh should be resistant to Dr. Zab's therapy. Why then does Hugh fight against mental growth?